Liverpool are out for revenge at Molineux tonight after their hopes of Champions League qualification were dealt a significant blow in midweek. They'll look for some redemption in the FA Cup fifth round against a resurgent Wolverhampton Wanderers. Rob Edwards has got them moving in the right direction. They'll be desperate for a cup run and a win tonight that would pile more pressure on the under fire Arne Slot. I'm Hugh Wissencroft inside Molineux. We're being treated to a light show at the moment. I'm alongside the former Liverpool midfielder Charlie Adam. Charlie, there are a number of strong players in that Liverpool team tonight. Arne Slot taking it very, very seriously indeed. Rio Ngamoa we mentioned a little bit earlier on, and the talents that he brings. It's a big night for him to impress his manager, isn't it?
No, the manager trusts him, the players trust him. I've seen him 2 or 3 times this year. What the kid has is real quality in the wide area, 1v1, wants to dribble. For him now it's about his pass selection, his decision making, and that's what separates you as a young player. Do you dribble too much, or do you want to, when you pass it, do you run? There's a lot of things going on, but he's a young player that's capable of making a game. We've seen that against Newcastle, he scored earlier in the season. He's a young talent that Liverpool have got high hopes for, and he deserves his opportunities. He's trained well, and the moments that he's had, he's shown the quality that the kid's got.
Another youngster on the wing who is impressed in a Wolves shirt is Matheus Mane, 18 years old. Rio Ngamoa, 17 years old. Bodes well for England. I know you won't care in the future, but has Matheus Mane shown enough in a Wolves shirt to stay in the Premier League next year if Wolves don't?
Yeah, I think you have to overthink this one season the kid's had, and he's had these moments. When we talk about young players, they'll peak and they'll have a little bit of a dip at some point. But he's in a team that's been struggling, so he's been given that. He's managed to have that opportunity, and he's stayed in the team. It becomes a big decision for him and his family and the people around him in the summer what he wants to do. Is it better for him to gain experience in the Premier League with somebody else, or is he better going playing 46 games in the Championship every single week and then getting a move again? Because this club's gave him that opportunity, so there is some type of loyalty. That is discussion, but this young player's now starting to show that he's capable of, and he's in a good place with a good manager that has worked with younger players in the England setup, so he'll understand where he's going, and he'll be having chats with the player but also with the family, because they'll be supporting him, and he just has to keep playing football.
He's the kind of player that's got these Wolves fans off their feet, and as you can tell from the way they reacted to the two teams coming out after that midweek victory over Liverpool, they've come here with real hope tonight. Remember, exclusive Championship commentary over on Talksport 2, Preston North End taking on Oxford United, but here at Molineux, another opportunity for Wolverhampton Wanderers to show a phoenix maybe rising from the ashes of their season. Your commentary team for the FA Cup fifth round meeting of Wolverhampton Wanderers and Liverpool is the former Scotland midfielder Charlie Adam and Talksport's Jim Proudfoot.
Hugh, thank you, and a good evening to you. A competition that started back in the first week of August, now getting to the business end. Of the 747 hopefuls, the field has been whittled down to the last 16, and here begins the fifth round proper. Well, 11 of the 16 left in are from the Premier League. Only 4 of the sides that have won it this century remain. In fact, 6 of those that are still in with the shadow of Wembley glory have never lifted the FA Cup, and of the 10 that have, 6 haven't won it for more than 45 years. One of those is Wolves, whose most recent triumph came back in 1960 at the tail end of the club's golden era that saw them win 5 major honours in just over a decade and become European pioneers. But any Wolves fan under the age of 30 will only remember one semi-final, the one that got away against Watford a few years ago. FA Cup success is long overdue. Well, it isn't quite the same for Liverpool, but they've only lifted the trophy once in the last 20 years, only featured in one of the last 13 finals. Statistics that have bucked the trend of the bulk of their post-war history. Isn't top of their list of priorities now either. Tonight's choice of personnel underlines that to an extent. Liverpool have Alisson in goal, Szoboszlai, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Gakpo and Ngamoa. For Wolves, it's Johnston in goal, Mosquera, Sandy Bueno and Toddy, Chachua, Angel Gomez, João Gomez and Hugo Bueno, and then Mane and Bellegarde off Arakadare up front. On the benches, Doherty, Mola-Wolfer, Armstrong and Hwang, Pedro Lima, Rodrigo Gomes, Krejci, Edozie and Bentley. And for Liverpool, Konate, Wirtz, Kirkes and Chiesa, Ekitike, Frimpong, Nioni, Morrison and Mamadashvili. So, the fifth round starts here. One of all three All-Premier League clashes this weekend. A tie that looks much better now than when the balls were drawn 3 weeks ago. Wolves now have 3 times as many league wins as they did then, having beaten Liverpool once this week. And there is a lot more riding on this than first appeared. And Liverpool kicking from left to right in their all-red and in possession, attacking the south bank end of the ground. And Joe Gomez slides the ball down towards Andy Robertson. The fullbacks rotated for this cup tie tonight, as is often the way under Arne Slot. No rotation at the heart of the defence as far as Virgil van Dijk's concerned. Played every minute of every game in the Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup this season. It's his 40th appearance in those competitions alone in this campaign. And his ball forward here, misses Szoboszlai deliberately down towards Curtis Jones. Forward from him to Mo Salah, who scored here the other night, just his 8th goal of the season. Szoboszlai working it through the midfield. Back from Van Dijk. Wolves haven't had a meaningful touch of the ball inside the opening 90 seconds or so. Certainly haven't had one at all in Liverpool territory as yet. And might be able to work it forward now. And it's good play by Angel Gomez to Jean-Ric Bellegarde in the midfield, who under pressure from Cody Gakpo will go back for Sandy Bueno. I'm delighted to say the former Scotland international Charlie Adam watching on with me tonight.
Evening, Jim. Yeah, good start from Liverpool, getting the ball forward and keeping the compare, but Wolves now on a bit of a break.
And they got it with Bellegarde balling from the right flank, chip towards the far post, trying to give Hugo Bueno something to attack. Header away from Szoboszlai, fell for Mane on the edge of the penalty area, but Curtis Jones takes responsibility. He's put under immediate pressure from Hugo Bueno, and he's forced to go back inside his own penalty area for Szoboszlai. His clearance to Toddy Gomez, caught by Ryan Gravenberch, and a free kick to Wolves, about 15 yards outside the penalty area left of centre.
Yeah, really, really good play from Totti, the captain, stepping in, dealing with it, and Gravenberch just dangling leg, but Wolves getting after the ball. As soon as they lose it, they're chasing down it, forcing Szoboszlai to play long, and your captain stepping in, dealing with that. Now got an opportunity to put Liverpool under pressure with a free kick.
So Salah stands as what is actually only going to end up being a one-man wall. And Hugo Bueno has plenty in gold and black to try and pick out inside the penalty area, including a dynamic run from Bellegarde, an early run from the middle of the penalty area down towards the left-hand side, just trying to draw people out of position. He's managed that. Hugo Bueno knocks it in deep, but a little bit too high for Toddy at the far post. And he's going to just brush the corner flag on its way out of play for a Liverpool throw in their left-back position, with 3 gone here on Talksport at 0-0.
Yeah, the ball was too floaty for Totti around the back. Actually, what happened was Gomez come out wide, and it allowed Salah to actually drop out. The space was actually for him just to whip it over the right shoulder of Szoboszlai, but he went too high. That's a lovely pass from Robertson, switch of play.
And he's played it down to Dominic Szoboszlai, able to make his way forward up the Liverpool right-hand side. A measured chip from him out to young Ngamoa, who's not the tallest, and the ball actually bounced over his head. He did really well to react and bring it down on the left-hand touchline as if it was what he intended all along. Side-footed then out towards Robertson from Van Dijk. As another heavy cross, and this one beats Salah and goes out of play for a Wolves goal kick. What does it do to change the dynamic, Charlie, when two sides meet each other so soon after a previous meeting?
Well, again, you don't have to go through the full preparation again. There'll be pointers where they feel that they've done really well. There'll be pointers that they feel that Liverpool, we could improve. Wolves know that, this Liverpool team are dangerous, and there'll be things that they'll have to work on. Might be a slight tactical change that they've seen in the last game, but no, I think you still prepare the way you would prepare for a Premier League game. But what I'm saying is the game, they've only played each other 72 hours ago, so not much changed tactically. You just go through what you've done and then and try and prepare the team as well as you can. But obviously Wolves have made the changes and they want to freshen up more than what Liverpool have. So it'll be interesting to see how the players coming in. Lovely pass from McAllister.
Yes, out towards Ngamoa. If you're just joining us, 6 changes for Wolves, only 4 for Liverpool. Here's Rio Ngamoa, one of those brought in by Arne Slot, trying to trick his way through, and he's done well with a couple of step overs to play the ball in from the left-hand side of the area, defended by Mosquera, and it goes out of play for the first corner of the night on the Liverpool left.
Yeah, it's good play from McAllister. That pass inside the full-back and now Mosquera's 1v1 in the wide area against Ingemoa. Not what he wants to do as the right centre-back, but the young kid goes on the outside and manages to get across, and now they've got a corner.
Wolves have got everybody back inside their own penalty area to defend this. 4 Liverpool players inside the 6-yard box. McAllister between the 6 and the penalty spot. And Jones waiting on the edge of the box. The corner taken short. Now clipped in deep. Oh, it's hit the inside of the post. Flag was up, wouldn't have counted anyway. But the cross came in from the left-hand side and it took a fierce flick at the near post. Cannon back off the inside of the post. Dropped into the hands of Sam Johnston.
Yeah, but to be fair to the Wolves team, they managed to get up good line, but if you don't get out quick enough, I don't think Gomez gets out quick enough. He allows Gakpo the cross. Oh, and it's a brilliant header. Sorry, from Gakpo header. He flicks in there and John falls right into Johnson's hand, but you have to get out quicker. Gomez just allowing the cross into the box.
Yeah, flag up anyway, wouldn't have counted. To reiterate the situation in these FA Cup 5th round ties, there is VAR. Just debate your cheering for me for a moment. James Bell is the man that is having a look at the pictures of this one. Here's Ryan Gravenberch over on the Liverpool left-hand side. And he drifts back through the midfield to find Virgil van Dijk. 4 from him for Andy Robertson. Robertson, one of the men in this Liverpool side that won the FA Cup back in 2022. Van Dijk did as well. It is the only time they've won the competition since that extraordinary final in Cardiff back in 2006, a 3-3 draw with West Ham when the Reds won on penalties. Robertson plays the ball back to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk slows it down. He's just waiting for Arakadare to come and engage and put some pressure on, which he doesn't. Van Dijk then will just work the ball down towards Soboslai, who's backing it right back again this evening. Salah forces him to retrace his steps with a stab ball back over the halfway line into Liverpool territory, but Gomez runs round that and plays it forward. Robertson down the left-hand side of the midfield to get Liverpool on the front foot again. The retreating Gakpo, who is nominally playing through the middle, but has just dropped off here to almost play at left half. Lays it back for Van Dijk. Gomez now down towards Soboslai. Salah makes a darting movement infield. McAllister helps him round the corner for Gravenberch. Gravenberch out towards Engama. This is a really good, fluent Liverpool passing move, and they get another corner out of it as Robertson's cross hits Mosquera.
Yeah, real calmness from Liverpool. Got good build-up, good presence. Wolves actually just sitting in that low block, 5-2-3, waiting to try and trigger from that. But when you do that, then ultimately you allow Liverpool control of the game. So it's important that Wolves don't start jumping for the sake of it. You need to stay in your slot and then wait. But if you start jumping, then Liverpool pick you off. It was a lovely move from Liverpool.
A similar setup for the second Liverpool corner to that we saw for the first, although Jones is unmarked inside the box. McAllister made a darting near post run. He was hoping just to feather a little flick, but he got far too much on it, and it's bounced off the top of his head and gone straight into the south bank away to our right-hand side. First 8 minutes have gone. This is the first of the 8 fifth-round ties on Talksport, and a very good afternoon to you if you're joining us in North America, Canada and the United States, listening on Sirius XM FC. Good afternoon to you. 0-0 here on a relatively temperate Black Country night. João Gomez, shot comes in from McAllister as he was just dispossessed on the edge of the box. Straight into the hands of Johnson. That's a great quick delivery from him. Mane was unlucky, couldn't quite bring it down. And Rob Edwards right in front of us, jumping up and down on the spot with a little bit of frustration that the young, prodigiously talented teenager couldn't bring the ball under control and nip inside Curtis Jones. Liverpool have won a lot of second ball in the early stages, and possession's probably something like 85-15 in their favour so far. Yeah,
that's normal, and that's always going to be happening, because if you do, like I said, if you put too much, if you put come and jump out, Liverpool pick you off. So again, you have to wait and set a trigger, set a point. Again, for me, it might be that they're looking to try and press when it goes to Gomez. That's their trigger point, but at the moment they've got control of the game, Liverpool.
Salah chasing another ball that was played forward. That one mopped up easily enough by Santi Bueno. Back to his goalkeeper. Johnston preferred to Jose Sarr tonight, who's made a couple of inspirational saves over the last couple of games, both of which have been won, of course, by Wolves, coming into this on the back of 2 straight wins after only 1 win in the last 32 games in all competitions. There's a choice of listening for you tonight on the Talksport network. Here on Talksport, 0-0 in the FA Cup between Wolves and Liverpool. Over on Talksport 2, Mikael Helik has already given Oxford the lead at Preston. It's 1-0 at Deepdale. Preston really struggling at the moment. They've only won 1 of the last 10. Oxford 3 points off safety at the start of the night, but leading in Lancashire tonight, courtesy of that goal from Mikael Helik. Liverpool bringing it forward here. Gakpo getting it away from Mosquera. Out towards Ngama. The angle's tight. Johnston protecting the near post. Got his body behind it to make the save. And it's out of play for a Liverpool throw.
Yeah, it's brilliant play from Liverpool. Pressing, getting after the ball. Out to Ngama. Step over. And he has a lovely shot with his left foot. And it's a good save from Sam Johnson. But Liverpool getting all the space on that outside area of Robertson, Szoboszlai. That's where they'll get the most success, just because of the shape of Wolves, that 4-2-2-1. The space for the fullbacks to actually go and step on and get width in the game for them.
Player stopped here because Wolves have a player down injured. Sandy Bueno was given a knock in the back there by Curtis Jones and went to ground. And still looks in some discomfort just outside his own penalty area. It's just about to be helped up now. It's a game in League 2 tonight as well. Barrow, who've been in no kind of form, are already trailing at Cheltenham. Barrow staring down the barrel of what would be a 10th defeat in 11 games. They're in the bottom 2, a point adrift of safety, albeit that they've got a couple of games in hand, but they're losing at Cheltenham tonight by a goal to nil. And Preston have just equalised in that championship match live over on Talksport 2. That's 1-1. If you've got the Talksport app, really easy to swipe between the 2 games tonight. Just hit the live games tab at the bottom of your screen. If you haven't got the Talksport app, may I suggest that you get it ahead of the other 7 games taking place over the course of this weekend, all on the Talksport network. We're the only place that you can hear all 8 live games in the FA Cup this weekend. We're back underway here. Wolves in possession with Joao Gomez. It's 10 yards outside his own box. He's played it back to his goalkeeper. And Johnston will take a touch, roll it through the penalty area and then drive it. He just got it away from the on-rushing Jones. Szoboszlai comes back to clear before it falls for Hugo Bueno. And he guides a header back to the edge of his own penalty area where Gomez will pick it up. 0-0.
Yeah, it's the right idea from Sam Johnston to go and get Hugo Bueno in behind Szoboszlai. For us looking at that, you would say that Szoboszlai is the weak link in terms of playing as a right back, but he dealt with that really well. So again, you might see a lot of balls tonight from that ball from Johnston over the top of Szoboszlai and looking for the runners in there. But you know, when Wolves win it, Gomez is really going to be key for them to win it and get secure of the ball for them, because if they keep turning it over, this Liverpool team will be dangerous.
And now Szoboszlai trying to work a ball all the way back to his goalkeeper from halfway, and it hit Joe Gomez, who ducked, but he couldn't get out of the way of it. It fell for Arakadare. Wolves will bring it forward after that. Swing a ball in from the right, which Mateus Mane can control down by the left-hand corner flag. Back from him for Hugo Bueno with Bellegarde in support near the edge of the penalty area. Angel Gomez is there as well. And he comes back for the England international. Not too many people in their careers will have played 4 games for England before they've ever started an FA Cup tie. But Angel Gomez is once his first appearance from the start in this competition in his career tonight.
It's amazing. He had that little period in that England squad, didn't he, and done really well in the games, and you know, went to France and obviously come back now to Wolves to get some game time in the Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get back to that level that he was, you know, previously.
Yeah, real favourite under Lee Carsley.
But again, he's obviously worked with Lee in terms of 21s group and stuff like that. But you know, England are full of talent in that midfield area.
You can ungrit your teeth when you say that, Charlie.
No, absolutely not.
Here, Wolves come forward again, and Angel Gomez has played a part in the build-up to this move. Out it goes to Joao Gomez. Chachua trying to get to the byline, has done well. High ball inside the penalty area. Van Dijk there ahead of Arakadare, and then Gakpo's back to clear. Joao Gomez urged to shoot by the Wolves support. Thinks better of it. Goes back out to the right-hand side again. This is a much better passage of play from Wolves in an attacking context. Got it with Joao Gomez 15 yards outside the penalty area. Angel Gomez with a little give and go with Bellegarde. Now more space for Joao Gomez. Tried a first time reverse ball, didn't quite come off. Hit Gakpo. Gomez then, as Joe Gomez can clear on the edge of his own penalty area. And he goes all the way through to the other end for Santi Bueno.
Yeah, good play from Gomez and Angel Gomez as well. Just little link-up play. But I thought Gomez could have just stepped on and had a shot, and he tried to play that pass again first time. But good play, good confidence for Wolves. Switch of plays on here.
It's Bellegarde that brings the ball forward. The switch was on, but he played a more conservative ball to his right instead of the long ball out towards Hugo Bueno. Chachua, another ball fizzing in. Alisson got his hands behind it, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. He got his hands behind it once, it had gone over the line near his near post, rather than hitting his hands and bouncing down over for a corner. Goal kick to Liverpool. We've played 16 minutes here on Talksport and Sirius XM-FC in North America. It's 0-0 between Wolves and Liverpool in the FA Cup.
Yeah, Chelsea one. He's direct, isn't he? He wants to get 1v1. As soon as he gets the ball, he wants to run at Robertson. So for Robertson, he has to be not allowing him too much time and space. He needs to get closer to him, because if he gets momentum and he gets a be able to get run him, he looks a tricky player, and it'll be a tough evening for Robertson if he doesn't.
Well, that's going to be the first yellow card for Santi Bueno, who knew the danger of letting Cody Gakpo get in behind him there, and he did enough to bring Gakpo down. He tried to do the bare minimum to give himself a chance of getting away with it, but there was a clear hand on the upper shoulder of Gakpo, who lost his balance. It's a free kick to Liverpool on halfway, and an easy decision for Farai Alam, the referee. Yeah,
it was an easy decision, but it's gone back to Gakpo there. He's that focal point within the team. He gets you up the pitch, and he's a good footballer. Different to see him as a number 9 tonight. Not much seeing him on that left hand side, but it's really important for him to hold it for Liverpool, to get the runners up the pitch. And again, it's real narrow midfield for Wolves. Everything, they don't want nothing through the middle. We talk about protecting the middle all the time, because if you can get that on a half turn in the pockets, then it becomes dangerous. So they're trying to force Liverpool on the outsides, and that's where the space will be for Liverpool to really create.
Salah's got it now as he works it back through the midfield. There were 5 gold shirts trying to get there ahead of Curtis Jones. Liverpool have maintained possession and work it out towards Andy Robertson. Is Rio Ngamoa now, just the 5th senior start of his career tonight. Good quick feet inside the penalty area as he fizzes another ball in that hits the top of Santi Bueno's head. Mane wasn't quite sure where it was going to drop, and the answer eventually was to Salah's feet. And Liverpool are forced to go back towards halfway again. Soboslai, Jones, Joe Gomez to his left. Joe Gomez, another that hasn't seen too many opportunities so far this season because of injury rather than any lack of form. He's only had 5 Premier League starts, and then Ngamoa tries to find his way through on the far touchline, and Chachua just dangled out a right foot. He dangled it rather than diggled it, but he caught his man. It's going to be a free kick to Liverpool midway between the left-hand touchline and the left-hand side of the penalty area.
Yeah, brilliant play again. Ngamoa direct, looking to go either way, inside, outside, but he goes on the outside again there and buys another foul. Opportunity now for Soboslai, and we know he can hit them from this sort of range. It's a little bit further on that left hand side, and I'd expect him to just be looking to whip that over the right shoulder of Mane and get the people to attack the ball.
So in comes this free kick with pace, and Chachua heads it away for a corner. It's great to see the 2 clubs coming together here to remember Diogo Jota, who of course represented both with such great distinction prior to his untimely passing. And there are 6 or 7 banners up on the South Bank away to our right hand side in the Wolves end, with big images of Jota in both Liverpool and Wolves kit, which is great to see. Liverpool get a corner, it's then headed straight back out of play and goes out for another corner. Just listen to the fans here remembering him now. Great to see Wolves fans and Liverpool fans then stand and applaud each other. And a great show of unity, that. And some things just transcend the game, far too important. Liverpool with corner number 4. It's taken short, comes back outside the penalty area. Right-footed ball clipped in away from Van Dijk. straight into the hands of Sam Johnstone. 20 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, it's a moment that will always live in both football clubs' history. You know, he's a special talent. I was talking to actually somebody from Liverpool today, and you don't realise, yes, the player is there, but the person is missing. But it was a 50, 60, 70 million pound talent that they had in the squad that could come and change the game. And you know, how many times do you think he could have come off the bench this season to make a difference?
Angel Gomez for Mane, back in towards Hugo Bueno, and Alisson stoops and catches the low ball that comes in. It's a great point that you make. It's not clearly the footballer that is been lost, but it's the father.
Yeah,
it's the husband as well, and the brother, the son. And I think that will have been prevalent in the minds of many with that wonderful tribute a few minutes ago. 20 minutes gone, here is 0-0. It's 4 towards halfway. The ball is swept away by Van Dijk away from Eric Adare, and then Wolves concede a free kick as Gakpo is pulled to the ground off the ball about 15 yards outside the box.
Yeah, another foul from Ingamo. I tell you what, he's buying some good fouls for Liverpool to get good positions for them, and that's as a young player using your body, trying to buy fouls. And you know, every the games that I've seen him this year, he's shown moments that you thought, yeah, this kid's got something. And obviously to be able to force your way into a team of real top players that this Liverpool is very hard for him, but so he's had to be patient, and he's been given his opportunity tonight, and he started the game really, really well.
There's a game in the Scottish Cup tonight as well. They're at the quarter-final stage. Falkirk 2-up against Dundee United at the Falkirk Stadium. Andy Robertson to take this free kick, swung left-footed inside the penalty area. Gakpo came to meet it, and he got a touch on it. He would have been offside. Johnston punched it away. Van Dijk had ended up on the deck inside the penalty area, and from that position looks up and across to the assistant referee with hands outstretched, begging for a penalty to be given. But it is going to be a free kick to Wolves for the offside to restart play. 0-0.
Yeah, again, it's from Andy. It's another ball that's too floated. It needs to be whipped into that area from the penalty spot 6 yard. Go and put it into an area where the boys can attack it. But you can't be offside when you set it up. You can't be offside. You can't allow that defence. You need to be more diligent in terms of staying onside, because Robertson's got a good delivery and he needs to deliver it with a wee bit more pace onto it, and then it can make causing that back line more of a problem.
That's a nice pass from Angel Gomez, but Joao Gomez couldn't then work one down the inside right channel for the run from the wing-back Shashwa. And Alisson can field it inside his own penalty area and bring it away. Liverpool did knock Wolves out of the cup in a third round replay 3 years ago. Harvey Elliott scored the only goal here that night. But Wolves had eliminated Liverpool in both 2019 and also 2017 when they were a championship team. So it is Wolves that in the recent past have had the better of this fixture in the FA Cup. They have actually met twice in the fifth round before, and Wolves won both of those as well, on their way to the final both times in 1939 and 49 when they went on to win it. So they might see it as an omen if they can knock Liverpool out tonight. Soboslai going back to the halfway line for Joe Gomez. Wolves haven't been in the FA Cup final since they last won it in 1960.
Yeah, real good shape and from Wolves. 10-12 yards between defence, midfield and attack, just not allowing Liverpool to try and penetrate through that middle. So tonight it's important that when the switch of play, Mane getting out to full backs, and others making sure that you're jumping from your position when it's ready to go. But for Liverpool, it's important that they just keep moving the ball round that Wolves sort of spider's web, and then that gives them an opportunity to then try and attack on the outside of it.
Sorry, Charlie. Here's Curtis Jones with a cross that is blocked. And he goes out of play for a throw. And Gravenberg clipped in by Salah. Well, won by Jones on the edge of the area. Gravenberg trying to work it through towards McAllister. He couldn't. Gets into a shooting position himself. And then tries a right-footed shot that takes a deflection and spins wide of Sam Johnston's goal. Midway through the first half, 5 corners without reply for Liverpool, but still yet to make Johnston have a difficult save.
Yeah, it was scrappy, but he got there in the end. Gravenberg, he does brilliant. He looks at shaped as if he's going to shoot with his left, chops back onto his right, and he just doesn't get enough on it, deflected. Brian Mosquera out for another corner.
Corner to be taken on the Liverpool right this time. Most of them have come from the left. It's in from Salah, plenty of whip, and Johnson not taking any chances. Will invite him to do it all again by just palming that delivery over the bar. Might have been a little bit too high, but he got the curve beautifully right. Take this latest one short. Will Salah to Ngamoa, to Szoboszlai. Back in again from Salah with plenty of air underneath that. Too much to give Van Dijk a chance of being able to keep it in. It's gone out of play for a goal kick that Wolves will take in front of the South Bank. It is still 0-0. The other night, Liverpool had the first 10 shots of the game and conceded their first goal from the first shot that they faced. Tonight, they've had all the shots again. It's been a similar kind of story so far in these early stages. I think it's 4 shots without reply so far. Stack of corners, stack of possession, but haven't really come close to breaking the deadlock.
No, absolutely not. And that's the thing, is when you have a lot of possession and you don't really create that big moment so far, you've always got that with a team. A poor pass from centre forward there, got to hold it.
And that gives a free kick Liverpool's way after Wolves had given possession away. Arakadare came back to try and rectify his own error and fouled Gakpo.
Really important that he holds it up there and he buys the foul. Instead of bouncing it off first time, hold up, get link-up play and then set, and then, because the runners were there for Liverpool, for Wolves, but you need your 9, especially when you're playing against 2 centre-backs. Get your 9 to hold up, get you up the pitch, because like I said before, they're under a bit of pressure. They've had a lot of moments, Liverpool, but not big chances, so it's important that they can do. But if Liverpool don't go, like you say happened the other night, Wolves end up scoring a goal.
26 gone, 0-0. Salah's ball inside the penalty area. Arakadare sweeps it away, and now the counter-attack could be on. It's Mateus Marno. He stumbled in front of Alexis McAllister as he was looking to elect which pass to play, and he just lost his footing, and that allows Ryan Gravenberch the opportunity to bring it back. João Gomes was in combative style, no foul, but Liverpool has still got it, and Robertson will play it out towards Rio Ngamoa. Now Ngamoa gliding inside the penalty area, another deep cross. Hugo Bueno's got time to take a touch. Now under pressure from Salah, he kicks it into the Egyptian and straight out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, good play from Gravenberch, driving with the ball, playing switcher play. Ngamoa again on the outside, overhit his cross, but Bueno in a good position at that back post as the wing back covering there. If he wasn't there, if Salah had a chance of just having an opportunity, but good defending from Bueno there.
You're listening to FA Cup Game Day on Talksport with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m. 18 plus, fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary. It's 0-0. The game in League 2 is now 1-1 between Cheltenham and Barrow, with Isaac Fletcher equalising for Dino Marmaria's man. Here's Van Dijk forward through the midfield for Andy Robertson. Alexis McAllister just makes a run over halfway. The ball is worked the other way, actually, towards Dominic Szoboszlai, who hits another real aerial pass out towards the far touchline. Ngamoa tiptoeing his way back down towards the corner flag, brings it under control. Now running dynamically inside the penalty area. João Gomes is forced to come across and head a perceptive cross behind and out for another corner.
Again, it's that young lad. He's 1v1. He's causing all sorts of problems over on that left-hand side. But what I love about a young player, the senior players just want to keep giving them the ball, because they know that he can make things happen, and a lot of it's come there. So he'll just want to keep getting fed it, because at one time he might, be that moment where he can set something up, but he's caused so many problems down that left-hand side so far.
Yeah, he has been very lively. Corner number 7 is just delayed in its taking because of a little bit of push and shove going on inside the 6-yard box that referee Halam wants to calm down before he allows the delivery to come from Dominic Szoboszlai. Rio Ngamoa, who lit up the start of the season with that, a winner in the 10th minute of added time at Newcastle that you'll remember. And they did start the third round tie in the competition. Starting tonight in round 5. Szoboszlai's ball in here, headed away by Arakadare at the near post. Back out to the Hungarian international on the left. He's laid it back. Gravenberch from distance, and he's fired one wide. Just cannon back up the hoardings behind the goal into the back of the net, which rippled and I think just caused a few moments of concern from some Wolves fans on this side of the ground, but it did go wide of the far post. half an hour in, it's 0-0 between Wolves and Liverpool, and the most significant moment of the night still lies ahead of us.
Yes, I'm shouting to people to get out and get closer, because you know that Gravenbergs or Szoboszlai in these areas, they've got good strikes on them, and it's important that he should have got out quicker, but allowing that free hit at goal, and luckily for Wolves, he dragged it a little bit wide, but the danger's there, the intention's there from Gravenbergs.
Liverpool heading forward towards halfway. And then Salah will just turn it forward. It's easily headed by Shashua back to his goalkeeper, Johnston. Is it a concern for Rob Edwards that they haven't really had a meaningful sight of goal as yet? This happens in a lot of games. The last 11 goals Wolves have scored have all come after half-time in matches.
No, I don't think it's not a problem. I think it's something they've probably worked on. They understand and respect their opponent, but these are the moments that they've got to make something happen.
And they couldn't on that occasion with Angel Gomez putting too much on the ball forward. Joe Gomez is there to shepherd it over the line for a goal kick.
Now, listen, if I'm Rob and I'm Wolves, we're not here to make it pretty. We're here to make it hard for Liverpool. And again, that's the shape of trying to get that 5 sort of box, one at the top end of the pitch, forcing it wide, letting them trying to make Liverpool play on the outside of us and not through the middle, because they know the talent that Liverpool have got that can. Curtis Jones, they got McAllister that can play inside. So allowing Szoboszlai to come on the outside of them and then jump from that position. But no, Rob will be happy in terms of how Wolves have done in terms of the shape and organisation. Again, applauding Gomez there, buying fouls. You have to do things like that. Get your body in, buy fouls and slow the game down, because it's going to be a long night for this Wolves team.
Well, that's Charlie Adam with us tonight here on Talksport as Andy Robertson has possession for Liverpool. Now Curtis Jones putting his foot on it. He sends a ball, just arcs through the centre circle. Szoboszlai knocking it back from whence it came out to Andy Robertson. And now here's Rio Engamoa again. 4 or 5 step overs before laying it back for Robertson. Ball in from him. Hugo Bueno knocks it away. There was good defending from Toddy that stopped Gakpo getting a clear run towards the ball when it first came in. Liverpool recycle it. Come back again from Robertson into the penalty spot area again, and once more Wolves will be able to clear, and Mane will elect to play. It looks as though he's going to try and let it run out of play for a throw. Didn't have the legs to get there. Fired it forward towards Arakadare, but he can't hold it up, and Liverpool have it at the back with Van Dijk.
Yeah, good defending again from Bueno at that back post, and Mane just kicking it long, allowing Liverpool to recycle it. But I could see Arne Slot telling Szoboszlai, making sure you're locking on, getting on for anything heading out to that edge of that box, because he knows how dangerous he can be with a shot.
And now Szoboszlai will take up a slightly more advanced role and a slightly more central one as well, knowing that there's not an awful lot coming the other way. The Wolves haven't pinged those long diagonals over him to Hugo Bueno recently. Here's Cody Gakpo. Szoboszlai is actually the most advanced of the Liverpool players in the Wolves penalty area as they wait for a ball to come in. It hasn't come in yet. Joe Gomez lays it back for the deepest of Liverpool's outfield players. Van Dijk forward again towards Robertson. Down by the byline. Does well. Pulls it back. Rio Engamoa inside the penalty area. Right-footed shot. Blocked by Mosquera. Another right-footed shot from Joe Gomez. And the wait goes on. 288 career games and counting. He's still scored as many senior goals as me.
Well, that was his moment, wasn't it? The bright lights were there for him just to go and have a proper strike at it, but he dragged it really wide. And but again, that's the things, centre back locking on, allowing the ball coming to the edge of the box and being able to have that shot and forcing that Wolves team back into having more errors. But yeah, Wolves had a good shape, good organisation, and Liverpool found it hard to trying to play through.
Dundee United had one back in first half stoppage time in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. They trailed 2-1 at Falkirk, for whom Barney Stewart has scored again. He's had a really good season. That's 15 goals now this season, 7 of them for Falkirk. Curtis Jones wins it back for Liverpool. 0-0 here. Cody Gakpo to his left. Played on by Gravenberg. Cleared as far as Szoboszlai. Back for Alexis McAllister. McAllister down towards Jones once more on the right-hand side of the Liverpool midfield. Eskison, incidentally, got that goal for Dundee United. Here's McAllister. Szoboszlai. Just drawing the challenge of Mane before flicking the ball to his right for Curtis Jones. We've got 10 minutes to go to half-time. here on Talksport, 0-0. Plenty of Liverpool possession, stack of corners, quite a few chances, but none of them good ones. Salah's got it again, down towards Jones. Jones back for Salah. All of this play concentrated around the edge of the Wolves penalty area, but they're not panicking. Defensively, very diligent and resolute. They'll bring it forward again, will Liverpool, with Cody Gakpo, white bandage around his right wrist. Plays the ball out towards Ngamoa, and Liverpool fans claiming that he was fouled. The referee says no, and it's going to be a Wolves ball over on that far side. We've got more FA Cup action for you over the course of the weekend. Mansfield against Arsenal is exclusive on Game Day Live tomorrow. You won't hear it anywhere else. The build-up starts at 11 o'clock at One Call Stadium tomorrow for a 12:15 kick-off. Mansfield against Arsenal. Game Day Live with Adrian Durham, joined by Scott Minto and Chris Uwelimo. All of the goals as they go in from the EFL and the Scottish Premiership. Wrexham against Chelsea is a 5:45 kick-off in the FA Cup tomorrow. And then Newcastle against Manchester City at 8. Another one of the all-Premier League ties. Sunday takes us to Fulham Southampton. That's over on Talksport 2 at high noon. Port Vale Sunderland at 1:30 here on Talksport, and Leeds Norwich after that at 4:30. And then Monday night, the FA Cup quarter-final draw will be followed by West Ham against Brentford. That's all coming your way on the Talksport network and Sirius XM FC in North America over the course of the next 72 hours. And then we'll be down to the quarterfinals. When we get down to the quarterfinals, it really feels like spring is dawning. FA Cup quarterfinal time, you know, the end of the season not too far away.
Yeah, you're getting closer, aren't you? And then a couple of big games coming up over the weekend, and something to look forward to again is quarterfinals. Then you get the right draw, especially for teams that, you know, if it was a lower league team, maybe Wrexham can get a win at the weekend, and then they go, where can we go? We get end up at Wembley. So brilliant opportunity, and I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow. It should be a good one, but really good press from Wolves there. He's, you know, Rob setting them up, and like I said, in that 5-2-3 again, and forcing Van Dijk on his left foot, and he ends up kicking out the pitch.
Now, once we've dealt with the FA Cup action, we're into the next round of the Champions League as well, with live games from Europe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. I'll give you the details of them over the course of the night. Andy Robertson's in possession for Liverpool, who of course will be taking on Galatasaray 5:45 on Tuesday evening, and that is live on Talksport 2. It's Van Dijk, plays it to Ryan Gravenberch, down towards Mo Salah. Salah cutting in from the right. Couldn't cut him too far. Hugo Bueno forces Salah to play the ball back. Joe Gomez has got it now. Back from him to Van Dijk, and briskly out to the Liverpool left, where Robertson helps it on, and Chachua just leans into Ngamoa and gives him a shove to the ground, shoulder to shoulder, and it's a Wolves throw rather than a Liverpool free kick. 7 to go to the break at 0-0.
Yeah, Rob just shouting on some instructions there, talking Manny to go a little bit closer to where the throw-in is, but a really good first half from Wolves without the ball. Could be better with it, but they've real good shape and organisation, and frustrated Liverpool.
Now Mane's given a shove by Soboslai, and it's a free kick to Wolves on halfway, and he's not happy at all, Rob Edwards. He's just trying to get a message across, I think, to Mosquera.
Yeah, he's telling him to throw it forward, don't throw it back the way, because it puts pressure on any mistakes. So trying to throw forward to then throw the line and get up the pitch.
Tony Gomez for João Gomez, Bellegarde. And he goes back to Santi Bueno. 2 Buenos and 3 Gomez's on view tonight, and not a brother inside. Ball's with Mosquera. Back from him to Johnston. Johnston with a long right-footed ball that just goes over Angel Gomez's head. Van Dijk's got time to bring that under control. Lays it back for Alisson, who has only been a spectator so far this evening. Side foots it forward. He will know from raw experience from the other night that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Not having a shot to save in the first 39 minutes is no guarantee of success. Robertson plays the ball out of the Liverpool left for the lively Ngamoa, who never looks out of place whenever you see him in a Liverpool shirt. Back from him to McAllister. McAllister caught then by João Gomez. And a free kick to Liverpool, 6 outside the penalty area, closer to the left-hand side of the box than the centre of the goal, but nevertheless a really good angle for a right-footed shot.
Yeah, Gomez just getting too excited there to get too close to McAllister and ends up fouling him. And this is Szoboszlai territory. This is where he wants to have a pop at the goal, but it was good shape, good organisation. It's really important that, like I said, Gomez, he could have got closer to McAllister, but he didn't need to foul him. He wasn't going anywhere. He allowed him, and he buys a foul, and now it's a chance for him to have a shot at least towards the goal.
Well, Szoboszlai stands over it, as you would expect. Mo Salah is there as well. Well, it's certainly not beyond the realms of possibility that he could curve one in left-footed over this wall. Is there just an element of doubt in Sam Johnston's mind, but Szoboszlai is the overwhelming favourite. Sam Johnston has lined up a 4-man Wolves wall. Can Szoboszlai beat it? He's such an impressive back catalogue of set-piece skills. Salah backheels it to Szoboszlai. It's cleared, and then Gravenberch with a right-footed effort. And that's saved by Johnston. Just a little flick on the ball from Salah changed the angle for the Szoboszlai free kick. That helped him get it round the wall. But it was cleared. And Gravenberch couldn't beat Johnston from range. 0-0 here on Talksport with about 3 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, just things like that from Sam. It's important that he just calms it down. He had the opportunity. He threw it too quick and they weren't set when, all of a sudden Liverpool have got the ball back. But when you've had a little bit of pressure like that, he could have took his time and bought the 8 seconds and get his team up the pitch. But you feel that you can throw at the right moment and try and get up the pitch. But all of a sudden Liverpool are back and now can back in control with the ball.
And they will bring it forward again as we wait for the first goal of the night. Robertson plays it out towards Ngamoa. Back outside the penalty area for McAllister. He sends it down towards the corner flag. Robertson can wrap his left foot around it and send it in. Just too high for Szoboszlai. Timed his run from deep really well there, the right back. Wolves clear out as far as Virgil van Dijk. Into the feet of Szoboszlai and back again. Now towards Ryan Gravenberch. The possession 70-30 in Liverpool's favour. 10 shots without reply, but only 3 of them are on target. And if you're a student of XG, it's still, for those 10 shots that they've had, less than 0.5. Here's Joe Gomez. I know a lot of people think that it's merely numbers for numbers' sake XG, but if you're into it, that's what it's saying at the moment. Ball headed by Mosquera, back for Sam Johnston, who can comfortably claim. Bring it towards the edge of the penalty area. But that's, you've been saying, Charlie, Wolves will not be unduly phased by those statistics because they mirror almost exactly what they were at this time on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and again, as a coach, you understand what you're playing against and you have to try and frustrate them. And again, we know that Liverpool are going to have a lot of the ball, but you have to force errors like that Robertson's just done there, getting out the pitch. I think if I'm Rob, I'm delighted with how we've done. Good organisation, good shape. If you want to be too critical, maybe being too keen to go at times when you don't have to, but to get to half-time at the moment, at 43 minutes, 0-0, yeah, similar traits to last game. And again, once they get up the pitch and the game dies down a little bit, set play, corner, it gives them an opportunity to score a goal.
You're listening to FA Cup Game Day on Talksport with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m. 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary. Well, that's what Rob Edwards will be saying to his team. How does Arne Slot turn 70% possession and 10 shots without reply to something a little bit more tangible?
Yeah, it was like a lovely switch of play from Gravenberch, run there from Robertson.
And Gamoa's got it inside the penalty area, and he's dropped his shoulder, goes towards the byline. Can't win corner number 8, though. Mosquera brings it away.
No, so again, it's good defending from Mosquera, but Liverpool, like I say, they had all the ball, but not really had a big moment. Like see McAllister now getting frustrated because that Wolves defence is well organised, it's disciplined, it's waiting, and it's now starting to push the Liverpool backline back with the ball. So the Wolves players are in a good place in terms of frustrating Liverpool.
Yeah, the need to turn big possession into big moments is prevalent for Liverpool at the moment. Is Alexis McAllister. He works the ball back. And then gets it back again towards the edge of the penalty area and fires one in that Johnston was scurrying across to his left-hand post. That took a nick off a defender on its way through. Wasn't too far away from beating him at the far post. I think he had it covered. But it has gone out of play for a corner, which will be Liverpool's 8th without reply as we approach first-half stoppage time.
Yeah, it comes off Gomez's foot, but first thought from McAllister is get out your feet and have a shot. And, another opportunity for a corner. But the deliveries have been poor from this side from Salah so far.
1 minute added time. 1 minute.
So just an extra 60 seconds prescribed, as you heard. And Liverpool have their 8th corner. In from Salah and headed wide of the near post. Out of play for a goal kick. They're claiming another corner. I think more in hope than expectation. It was Virgil van Dijk that was in there attacking it. But it came to him very sharply. The defending was good and it forced him to head it briskly some way wide.
Yeah, it's the right decision. Van Dijk actually heads it wide, and Salah's just looking to try and put it into that front post area.
Sam Johnston spotting the ball down and doing what he can to make sure that this kick is the last kick of the first 45 minutes. It's not quite going to be. It's got that upfield. It bounces in front of Arakadare and then it's cleared, and Mo Salah's touch goes out of play for a throw. There'll be no time to take. It is half-time, and the other night Liverpool had the first 10 shots of the game, conceded from the first one they faced. Tonight at half-time they've had the first 11 shots of the game and still haven't really come close to scoring. Wolves have offered very little at the other end, but that hasn't been part of their MO so far. They're hoping for a carbon copy result and performance to Tuesday. So far so good for them. And Arne Slot will be a little bit frustrated that his side haven't been able to work Sam Johnston more. At the break in the FA Cup, it's Wolves 0, Liverpool 0.
Well, we saw that frustration just a couple of seconds ago. Arne Slot straight over to the 4th official as the half-time whistle blew. Didn't look too happy. Didn't wait for the on-field referee to come over. So it clearly wasn't too much on his mind, but just not happy with maybe some of the decisions not going his side's way. The first half play has gone all his side's way. They've had 71% possession, 11 shots, 3 of those on target, but they haven't managed a big chance in the game. 8 corner kicks in their favour. They've completed 318 passes, just about 3 times as many as Wolves had. They haven't had a shot, Wolves, obviously none on target. They've had 29% possession, and always makes me chuckle when I see expected goals 0.00, obviously. So a very one-sided first half according to the stats. Hasn't felt that way too much inside the stadium because we haven't yet seen a really good chance for Liverpool, which would probably be the main frustration for Arne Slot. He said it in his pre-match comments. His side do struggle to create those chances at the moment.
Yeah, but I get it and I understand that they're up against a 5-4-1, 5-2-2-1 in the block, but in a low block. It's so difficult to play through. People say, well, it's Liverpool and they should. It's frustrating, it's tough, and the space is not in behind because that Wolves backline's near the 18-yard box. There's no space for anybody to run. So what's happening is everybody's then starting to come to the ball, and then what you're trying to do is trying to drag centre-halves out for that late run, that third-man run. We talk about up, back and through. If they can get that, then that gives them opportunities. Trying to get it as wide as early as possible. And that's what you have to do. And when you've got a moment like that, you have to get your wingers 1v1. You've got Salah here on the right-hand side. You've got Ingamoa. You've got to give them the ball. Let them do their thing. Let them go 1v1 because it only takes one moment to win you the match.
Well, listen, I wanted to ask you about the 2 wingers because Rio Ingamoa, we spoke about him before the game, just 17 years old. He's got on the ball, he's pulling out the tricks, he's going at his man. On the other wing, you've got one of the best to ever do it in the shape of Mo Salah, and yet we haven't seen much of him at all. Why is Salah so quiet?
But you look at the difference in terms of fullback position, that's Szoboszlai. He doesn't want to go on the outside. Szoboszlai wants to come and play in centrally, so that allows Salah to be really wide. On the opposite side, Ingamoa wants to be wide, and he's got Robertson trying to run through the pocket. So fullbacks are totally different. One wants to run, one wants to play underneath the ball. So again, for Salah, it's more about out to Salah, cut inside left, or to Salah, set back for Szoboszlai to cross it. On that outside, on the opposite side, Ingamoa wants to come on the inside, but also can go on the outside. So for Robertson, he's trying to back it up and allowing the young man just to go and play his freedom, get him opportunities. He's had probably the most touches in the game because they trust him and they want to feed him with the ball. And he's caused problems. He's got corners, he's got free kicks. So what I have to then look at now is that making sure that we're secure at the back, which they are. It's, Gomez and Van Dijk should be able to deal with the striker, and then having people underneath the ball for that. But they have to have runs beyond to try and dislodge that back five.
They've clearly improved on their first half performance in midweek in the Premier League, Liverpool, but yet again you get the similar feeling that Wolves may be lulling them into a false sense of security because they're letting them have the ball. Like you say, they're defending very compactly and making it difficult for them. It's only going to take one chance and possibly one opportunity from Wolves if they can get themselves up the pitch to change the complexion here. The real question for Rob Edwards is, how do you do it? They haven't had a shot in the first half. Why aren't they able to create anything at all?
Well, the big number 9 needs to hold up for them when they can, but it's so difficult when you don't have the ball. And when you do win it, it's that first pass. If you can get that first pass to really get you up the pitch. But what happens is if you're going to just bang it long, Liverpool are in control of that, and then all of a sudden momentum is there. So that Wolves team have to try and maybe play combinations to try and play through the Liverpool press to then get up the pitch, to buy fouls. Like you say, for Wolves, it might be throw-ins or it might be a goal kick long, holding up, getting fouls. That's how the Wolves team managed to get up the pitch, and then they get the opportunity for corners or free kicks to put it in the box, and they can take it up. Because at the moment, Liverpool have had all the ball. There's no doubt about that. But the Wolves need to try and be better. But it's so difficult to say that when you're playing against one of the best teams in the country.
It has been a first half in which Liverpool haven't created many chances, but they've had all the territory, all of the possession. They've had plenty of shots at goal, but they haven't managed the breakthrough as yet, and Wolves will clearly be the more content. Will we get a repeat of that shock in midweek? Both sets of substitutes out in front of us, preparing hopefully to come on and change this game in the second half, which will be live for you here on Talksport very, very shortly indeed. Over on Talksport 2 in the Championship, it's all square at half-time. Preston North End a level with Oxford United. Michal Helik scoring on 5 minutes for the visitors. That was cancelled out 7 minutes later by Militon Osmajic. And here's how it sounded over on Talksport 2.
This time out to the right-hand side for Offia. Crossing towards the penalty area. Osmajic 1-1. Militon Osmajic with the goal. Brilliant cross by Offia to the corner of the 6-yard box. Osmajic got down low. Powerful header. Goalkeeper couldn't get there. Nestles in the bottom corner.
So 1-1 over on Talksport 2 between Preston and Oxford. It's live and exclusive as well, so make sure you download the Talksport app. You can move seamlessly between both games. You can ask your smart speaker for Talksport 2 and it's there on your DAB radio if you're in the car as well. Elsewhere tonight, 7:45 start in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Falkirk 2, Dundee United 1. They're just into the second half. Falkirk with 2 up inside 21 minutes thanks to Stewart and Yates. Eskison has pulled one back for the visitors on the stroke of half-time, as I say, after the break right now. And in League 2, level between Cheltenham and Barrow, 1 apiece. Davison had put the Robins up after a quarter of an hour. Fletcher equalising for the visitors in that game. In the Six Nations, they're approaching half-time. It's Ireland 12, Wales 3. Betfred Super League as well, both of them 8 o'clock starts tonight at the break. Lee Leopards 6, Catalans Dragons 6, and York Knights 18, Warrington Wolves 22. Warrington had led 16-0 in that game. We'll keep you promoted right here on Talksport. And the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is out now. Host Matt Ford and Lloyd Griffith joined by the former United States goalkeeper Brad Friedel as they discuss the impact that fans can have on supporting their nation at a World Cup, and which rival fans are the most intimidating to face. Here Friedel discusses which country does have the most intimidating fans in the world.
Mexican and Costa Rican fans are good. They're intimidating. Costa Rican fans are intimidating.
In what way?
They're violent and they're intimidating, and they support their team, and they throw a lot of things at you, bags of urine, spit on you, they make it really, really difficult to deal with the elements. Man. And they take you to a stadium called Saprissa, and as a goalkeeper, there's not much space behind the goal. They have chicken wire fence, and they throw stuff again, splatters on it. Like,
prison rules.
Correct.
Well, it might be hot in the United States in the summer, but if you're playing one of those countries, you may have to deal with some wet weather if you're the goalkeeper at least. And that's the former USA keeper, Brad Friedel, on how to win the World Cup. It's available wherever you get your podcast from and on the Talksport YouTube channel as well. Great listen, so make sure you check it out. And remember, we're bringing you every single match live from the FA Cup 5th round across the Talksport network, starting here at Molineux. Tomorrow lunchtime, Mansfield Town of League One will try and upset the Premier League leaders Arsenal. It's a 12:15 kickoff. You won't hear that anywhere else on national radio. We'll have Game Day Live with Adrian Durham, Scott Minto and Chris Uolumo from 2:30 before Wrexham host Chelsea and Newcastle take on Manchester City, both live on TalkSport. Over on TalkSport 2 tomorrow, a championship doubleheader. Hull host Millwall at 12:30. 3 o'clock kickoff sees Ipswich host Leicester. And on Sunday, midday will be at Craven Cottage for Fulham against Southampton on TalkSport 2 in the FA Cup. 1:30 on TalkSport, Port Vale host Sunderland before Leeds take on Norwich City. And we end things at London Stadium on Monday night between West Ham and Brentford in a London derby. But here tonight at Molineux, plenty of endeavour, no breakthrough as yet. It's Wolves 0, Liverpool 0. And remember, tonight's match will be played to a finish. So what will the second half bring? It's coming up next.
FA Cup Live on TalkSport with McDonald's. The Big Arch is here to stay at McDonald's with its very own delicious sauce. Available from 11 a.m, subject to availability. Price and participation may vary.
It's the most wonderful time of the year because Cheltenham is back. And ahead of all the excitement, TalkSport Bet have got a tip-top new offer for brand new customers that's straight from the horse's mouth. Just open a new account, opt in, deposit and bet £15 on any horse racing market at evens or higher, and we'll give you £40 in free bets for racing and football. TalkSportBet.com. Suited and booted broadcaster, bring it on bookie. Terms and conditions apply. Free bets expire in 7 days. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Evening. How's your night shift going? Just a quick check-in from Acorn Insurance, the taxi specialists. We've been by your side for over 40 years, helping new drivers earn a no-claims bonus from day one and accepting up to 9 years no claims from veteran cabbies. That's why we're the largest taxi insurance specialist in the UK. Find out more at acorninsure.co.uk/taxi. Bye for now. Acorn Insurance and Financial Services Limited is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority.
The Cheltenham Festival. 4 magnificent days, 28 exhilarating races, and hundreds of variables we try to predict. With Betfair, you can get a £10 free bet when you bet £10 on racing multis. Available every day at Cheltenham. Will you rely on form and familiarity, or find a different way to play? Betfair. Play different.
Opt in and place a £10 multi-bet. Minimum odds of 2.0 or higher. Placed after 5 p.m. on the day before, starting Sunday the 8th of March. T's and C's apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org.
Strap in for a new era of F1. And get comfy for the TV drama everyone's talking about.
Mr. Bridgerton.
Do we know one another? Get a podium-worthy lineup with Sky Sports.
A massive goal!
Sky TV.
Now I'm inspired.
And Netflix.
I should like great gossip.
For just £35 a month, go to sky.com today. New Sky TV customers only. Require Sky Stream and relevant Sky TV subscriptions. Minimum broadband speed of 25 megabits per second recommended. 18 plus.
Sport. It's in your DNA. That's why at SpreadX Sports, you get great offers and features to aid your sports betting, including £30 in free bets when you join and place a qualifying £10 fixed odds bet at minimum odds of 1 to 2. Visit spreadx.com/DNA for full terms and conditions. SpreadX Sports. It's in our DNA. 18 plus. Gambleaware.org. Qualifying bets cannot be cashed out early. Once settled, get 3 free £10 fixed odds bets on consecutive days. Free bet stakes not included in any winnings. Free bets must be claimed within 28 days.
Chicken dip has just landed at Domino's. Succulent tenders, wings and boneless bites, but that's not all. There are 9 dips to choose from, which begs the question, is it chicken with dips on the side or dips with chicken on the side? Dip into a world of flavour with chicken dip, new from Domino's. Subject to availability.
It's the last chance to get yourself a ticket for Saturday's Lotto draw.
It could be you.
Lotto from the National Lottery. Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
We're here at Cheltenham with racing fans ready to play Coral's Reward Shaker. Listen to that roar! And with 100,000 free bets up for grabs every day at the Cheltenham Festival, they're all shaking. We've got the Tweeders shaking for a £5 free bet. The Black Cappers bagging a free bet too. Oh, tiny. Play Coral's free Reward Shaker to win guaranteed rewards and special offers. Oh, that's rewarding. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus, UK online only. Max 1 reward or offer per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions, requirements and T's apply. Gambleaware.org.
The UK's #1 football experience.
Kick off live on Talksport.
You're listening to FA Cup kickoff here on Talksport. I am Hugh Wizencroft at Molineux, where as yet the deadlock has not been broken. Wolves 0, Liverpool 0, and all the home fans here in Molineux hoping for a repeat of their huge shock in the Premier League in midweek. It could be on the cards in the second half, despite Liverpool's dominance. Coming up very shortly here on Talksport, of course, and just time for me to remind you that the latest episode of Fiery Fridays is out now on the Talksport Daily podcast feed. Adrian Durham, Alex Crook and Angelina Kelly arrive every Friday armed with one blazing hot take each. In today's episode, Crookie explains why Thomas Tuchel needs to be more like Mikel Arteta. So if you want to hear more, the Talksport Daily is available on all podcast platforms. The Liverpool players just making their way out of the tunnel for the start of the second half. Alongside me, the former Liverpool midfielder, Charlie Adam. Charlie, it feels like, and the tannoy is very loud here, it feels like a Liverpool goal would change things completely, because obviously Wolves would have to come out. I'm looking at Cody Gakpo, who's playing through the middle here. First half he's felt like a very false nine. How does he affect the game closer to goal?
Yeah, but again, he needs to run in behind or stretch the pitch. It's so difficult when you've got that back five because there's no space. So for Liverpool, it's important that they play around it and they get crosses in the box. But can they play combination? You have to play with freedom. You have to go and risk the ball. You can't just keep playing it and playing underneath the ball. Somebody needs to try and risk something, either a pass in behind, combination, like you say, getting the ball to Ingemoen and allowing him 1v1 against the full-back, the wing-back, and hoping a bit of magic, because that Wolves 5-4-1 is difficult to break down at the moment.
Okay, it's Preston 1, Oxford 1 in the Championship over on Talksport 2. Goalless between Wolves and Liverpool in the FA Cup fifth round. The second half underway with Charlie Adam and Talksport's Jim Proudfoot.
And a goal in the game in League 2 as well, where Barrow now lead at Cheltenham by 2-1. Josh Gordon scoring his penalty saved. He put the rebound in. They lead 2-1 as they look for the victory that would take them 2 points clear of the bottom three. We're back underway here, 0-0 between Wolves and Liverpool. And Liverpool under real pressure inside their own final defensive third at the start of this second half. But they've got a free kick which has been given Ryan Gravenberch's way. No changes being made by either team, so this is how they line up. Johnson in goal for Wolves, Mosquera, Sandy Bueno and Totti. Then Chachua, Angel Gomez, Joao Gomez and Hugo Bueno, Mane and Bellegarde behind Arakadare. For Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, Szoboszlai, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Gakpo and Ngamoa. I'll tell you who's on the bench in a moment, but Florian Wirtz is there for Liverpool. Here's Salah, bring the ball forward for Liverpool, who they won the first corner of the second half. Yes, they have. It's their 9th of the game. Will they be able to make one of these count? They haven't come particularly close, apart from the one early delivery that came in that was flicked off the inside of the far post by Cody Gakpo when the offside flag came up anyway. They haven't really scared Sam Johnson from any of these deliveries so far. Will they be able to do from this one? It's going to be a left-footed in-swinging delivery from Mo Salah, who can get plenty of movement on them, but Arakadare easily heads that one away. And Szoboszlai, back near the edge of the centre circle when he fields that, can just lay it back for Robertson, and now Gravenberch will bring it forward again here for Liverpool. It goes into the feet of Rio Ngamoa, back for Gravenberch again. Andy Robertson once more, and Ryan Gravenberch takes it on a couple of paces towards the edge of the penalty area, but he's looking sideways rather than playing the ball forward briskly. Now he can set up Cody Gakpo, McAllister, and flicked away by Mosquera on the edge of the D. Charlie Adams still with us, 0-0.
Yeah, much better from Liverpool there in that second half. Balls in behind that full-back position. Jones coming over there, making it a 4 against 3 in the wide areas, and that's where Liverpool need to overload that wide area, because it's so congested in the middle. So you can bring someone else out, bring that extra midfielder over to then make combinations in the wide area to have an overload, and then look to penetrate from there.
So 1-1 over on Talksport 2 between Preston and Oxford. If you got the Talksport app, it's easy to keep abreast with what's going on in both of the games. Hit the live matches tab at the bottom of your screen, and everything will become immediately apparent. Ball is played down to Allison, who will get it away, right-footed, booms it forward towards halfway. Headed then back by Sandy Bueno. Andy Robertson pings it left-footed over the top. Salah chasing after that, but Toddy's there first. Ryan Gravenberch, then Joao Gomez continue the improvised game of head tennis. Eventually the ball is brought down in the midfield. Joao Gomez flicking it back over his shoulder towards Toddy Gomez. Toddy's ball out towards the left for Hugo Bueno. He finds himself going the wrong way down a cul-de-sac pretty quickly. Wolves can bring it away and then play it forward over halfway for Angel Gomez. Controls it beautifully on his thigh. Now Bellegarde out towards the right hand side for Jackson Shashua. Just runs away from us. We're situated about 15 yards inside the half that Liverpool are defending in this second period, as they kick from right to left and towards the Stan Cullis stand. Shashua to Mosquera. Right-footed ball back for the right wing-back, and handed away by Robertson. Out of play for a Wolves.
Yeah, good play from Gomez. He's had control and orchestrating that midfield. They're getting control of the ball, but it's a good ball over the top from Mosquera there, and making Robertson defend, getting that throw in. And now these are the opportunities they have to take care of. Long throws in the box, an opportunity to put pressure on this back line of Liverpool.
So it's Mosquera that picks up the loose ball from in front of the hoardings. And just by one of the television microphones at the side of the pitch, is going to run in here, try and hurl this in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Maybe didn't quite get the angle that he wanted. He sent it really wide of the near post. Arakadare chased after it, tried to keep it in. Still Liverpool haven't effectively got it away. Van Dijk with a header. Robertson can steer it outside the penalty area. Back out for Joao Gomez. Still 0-0 on the night that Liverpool have had 11 shots and Wolves are yet to have one. Will they get one from this? Mosquera's ball in through the 6-yard box. And coming to meet it, it was poked wide by Sandy Bueno, who'd made his way forward.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball from Mosquera over in this near side. And lovely delivery for Bueno, and he just knocked it past the post. It looks like he's struggling a little bit, Mosquera.
He's just bending down now and flexing out his left knee. He's trotting back. Cody Gakpo just for a moment made a darting run off him in behind at Sandy Bueno, but the ball wasn't forthcoming. Wolves bring it away. Lovely switch of play down towards the right hand side from Joao Gomez. Shashua pokes it ahead of him, runs after it, hits it in right-footed, straight into Robertson, who's defended it well. Rio Ngamoa can bring it away, and then there's space for Cody Gakpo. And Gakpo will run, and the Wolves defence are backing off, and he slipped it in for Salah, right-hand side of the penalty area, always wanting to turn and get it back onto his left foot. Wolves stopped him getting a shot in, but Jones finds Robertson, great goal, pings it into the bottom right-hand corner. Liverpool strike first, 6 minutes into the second half. Andy Robertson at the end of a brilliant move, lashes it in, no chance for Sam Johnson, and Liverpool have the advantage.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you commit people forward. It's a lovely pass in from Robertson into midfield. Turn, Gakpo slides Salah. He cuts back on his left foot. He doesn't really want to go on his outside. He delays, and it drops it back to the edge of the box from Robertson. One touch, and he pings it in that bottom left-hand corner of Sam Johnson.
First goal against domestic opposition all season for Andy Robertson, to add to the Champions League goal that he scored against Atletico Madrid. Now the dynamic of the game has to change from a Wolves perspective. I don't think Liverpool remotely will sit back and try and hold on to the lead, as Arsenal did at Brighton in the Premier League the other night. But Wolves have got to come out. They have to be more proactive now on a night where they've only had one off-target shot.
Yeah, but I don't expect them to come gung-ho and really come after it. I think they still sit in their shape and they're organised, and then let the game develop still, and wait nearer to the end of the game to start putting real pressure on Liverpool, because at the moment they don't want it to go 2 or 3-0 now. They want to just keep in that shape, that organisation and hoping that they can get up the pitch and keep their goal, the lead at 1-0 at the moment for Liverpool.
Here's Robertson playing it through the 6-yard box, and it's 2 straight away, only for the flag to come up against Salah to deny him and curtail his celebration immediately. Robertson thought he had a goal and an assist in the space of about 40 seconds there.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball from Robertson on the overlap on the outside of Fingermore, slide in back post. Salah, where you want your opposite winger on the outside in that back post, and he taps it in the net.
Well, it will be being looked at. I think Salah is too far forward, but he could have been potentially behind the ball when Andy Robertson delivered it, and that will be what will or will not save Wolves. It's really close, as you can tell by the fact that the game hasn't restarted yet. Nobody too sure. I think that Salah definitely was too far forward in terms of the geography of the Wolves defenders, but as I say, he's behind the ball when the ball comes in. Doesn't matter, the big cries are boring from the supporters all around, waiting for this decision to be ratified or not by the VAR team led by James Bell. And it's far too close to even guess, really. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. I mean, there are pixels in it. We don't know which way it's going to go. It could be 2-0 to Liverpool. It might only be 1, but a torrid 60-90 second spell as far as Wolves are concerned. What's the decision going to be? It's going to count, I think. Yes, it does. And he must have been behind the ball when it was played in. Robertson on 51 and then setting up Salah on 52. It is Wolves 0, Liverpool 2. In the blink of an eye, this entire cup tie's changed.
Yeah, I said that. If I'm Wolves, you're looking to try and stay in the game and stay in that game once it goes to 1-0. But a minute later, 2-0, and the game changes completely. Now you have to try and make some changes. Rob needs to start, make a difference to the team shape, formation, because the game's gone away from Wolves in the blink of 1 minute.
So 2-0 to Liverpool. Andy Robertson, and then Mo Salah's second goal here this week. He's now scored in his last 3 FA Cup ties. Salah up to 9 goals for the season in all competitions. It's his 254th Liverpool goal. And the Liverpool fans on the lower tier of the stand over on the far side in raptures, scarves being waved around their heads. They're delighted. And Arsenal will testify that a 2-0 lead against Wolves doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win the game, but it feels like a huge step now towards an FA Cup quarter-final. And they're rampant just at the moment. They're on their way forward with Cody Gakpo, getting it out towards Szoboszlai. Out for Dominic Szoboszlai to Mo Salah. And then back from him to Joe Gomez. Liverpool scoring twice in barely a minute of play to lead 2-0.
Yeah, it's amazing what a couple of goals does for the energy of the team, isn't it? Everybody wants on the ball more. There's more intensity to the play. Gakpo linking, looking to play combinations, and the goals have made a huge difference to the second half of Liverpool.
Did blow that 2-0 lead at Leeds relatively recently, Liverpool, but it's difficult to see it happening again on the strength of what we've seen so far. The Wolves have got to come out and be more proactive now. Van Dijk running the ball out of defence, is giving it away, comes back, tries to challenge Bellegarde. Bellegarde still gets a shot in. Alisson diving away to his right can save, and it is Wolves' first attempt on target of the night.
Yeah, Van Dijk just running into trouble there with Bellegarde. Does well to take it off him and get his shot away, but Liverpool going sloppy last couple of passes there from Van Dijk, and also McAllister now. Yeah, McAllister giving it away this time, and here's Mane and Hugo Bueno, faced up by Szoboszlai, gets towards the byline and checks back. He's got plenty in the way of supporters. Mane that gets the ball in, looking for Angel Gomez, but McAllister hacks that one away. You would Talksport
and Sirius XM FC across North America. A very good afternoon to you. If you're in the USA or Canada, Liverpool now leading 2-0. Mosquera making his way forward has been fouled, and it's a free kick to Wolves 15 yards outside the Liverpool penalty area as they try and get themselves back into this game. It's 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, good play from Mosquera, stepping in, driving by Gakpo, and then McAllister stepping by him, and then having to make a foul. But opportunity now for Angel Gomez now to put it into the box.
Gomez, the shortest man on the field, standing hands on hips. Three-pace runner, clips it, right-footed. Alisson comes out, punches it away. Out only as far as Mane's trying to lob it back in and didn't miss by much. Alisson had got himself stranded in no man's land. It was great anticipation from Joe Gomez of what was going to happen, and he quickly dropped back, seeing the angle that Mane was likely to hit that. He would have had it covered had the impressive youngster's effort dipped in time. Out of play, goal kick, 2-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, there's more life to these Liverpool supporters now as well with their 2 goals quickly. But again, going back to that Robertson strike, brilliant strike on the edge of the box, and then to have the desire to overlap and Mo Salah again talk to young players at the coaching at the moment is talking about you should be getting 5 or 6 goals at that back post. When the player's on the opposite side, your opposite winger or your full-back's in that position, get in that back post, because so many times the ball goes right through to the back and you actually just tapping in the net, and that's what Mo Salah does. He just taps in the back of the net and he's got his goal tonight.
And he's set up what will be Liverpool's 5th win in 6 games in League and Cup. Soboslai played forward here to Robertson. Now Ngamoa able to turn infield, Rio Ngamoa, and has just been east of the ground there by Bellegarde, and that'll be a free kick to Liverpool. Liverpool back in action in Istanbul Tuesday night. It's a 5:45 kick-off. They go to Galatasaray. It is live on Talksport 2 with Andy Robertson playing the ball back for Curtis Jones. Jones 15 yards outside the Wolves penalty area. Also Tuesday night from Europe, Atletico Madrid against Spurs, live from the Metropolitano with Scott Minto alongside me for that game. Wednesday, it's Leverkusen Arsenal and Real Madrid Manchester City at 5:45 and 8 o'clock respectively. The Arsenal game on Talksport 2, Real Madrid Man City on Talksport, and PSG Chelsea also Talksport 2 on Wednesday night from 8. Gakpo, McAllister coming on to Ngamoa, shot on target, stings the palms of the diving Johnston, whose handling was good to make sure that he didn't spill it at the feet of the advancing Alexis McAllister. 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, again, the young lad, Ngamoa's got good feet again. Obviously, I actually probably thought he might have put his laces through. He tried to whip it.
Got it again, coming through the penalty area, and he drives it just wide of the near post this time.
Yeah, he looks so dangerous. You can go both ways, in and out, and he actually goes on the inside this time, and he drags his shot. But real good energy, good quality from Ngamoa as well for such a young player. Decision making very good.
So Wolves will make a change. Angel Gomez off, Adam Armstrong coming on to replace him. Now Armstrong, who recently arrived in a £9 million deal from Southampton. He has scored in 2 of his last 3 Premier League games against Liverpool. It was actually in the Southampton side that was knocked out at this stage of the Cup by Liverpool a couple of years ago. And can he get a little bit of revenge tonight? And Liverpool leading 2-0 with Robertson scoring on 51, and then this delicious cross setting up Mo Salah moments later to make it 2. Oxford have also made it 2 in our game over on Talksport 2. They lead at Preston by 2-1. Preston's playoff chase imploding pretty quickly. Oxford giving themselves a half-decent chance of survival. They were 3 points off safety at the beginning of the night. That's down to goal difference alone, thanks to Will Lankshire's 9th goal of the season. And it continues live right now over on Talksport 2. Joao Gomez bringing the ball forward here for Wolves. Into the feet of the retreating Arakadare. And the ball goes straight through towards Alisson. So Adam Armstrong playing in a slightly more advanced role than Angel Gomez. Bellegarde playing a little bit deeper as a result of that.
Yeah, Wolves have changed to a bit of a 5-3-2 now. Armstrong at the top end of the pitch, just trying to get more pressure, against that back line of Liverpool. But lovely run from Curtis Jones. So yeah, a little tweak now there from Gomez, playing a little bit deeper now. Armstrong, goal threat, striker, playing at the top end. as a pair and looking to try and, get playing together and really cause this Liverpool backline, because he's got good pace, Armstrong, but now he's the one that will drop deep.
Mosquera with a long ball over the top. Adam Armstrong chasing after that. Van Dijk is there, and he gets it away, flicks off for Andy Robertson, brought down though by Bellegarde into the feet of Arakadare, and he's just caught in two minds about what's going to happen next. I think he's got to control it, and it just runs under his foot and goes through for Alisson.
Yeah, it's good play from Bellegarde. He actually feeds it into his feet, but the striker doesn't, he lost where it was. He let it roll underneath his foot, and that was a big chance for Wolves.
Here's Robertson. Forward to Curtis Jones. McAllister back for Jones again. This only the 10th time that Liverpool have got past round 4 in the last 25 years. If they hold on here, it'll be only their 5th quarter-final in 25 seasons in this competition, which I've said that out loud, and everybody to my left has looked at me aghast that is the situation. But again, it bears repeating. If Liverpool hold on, it won't be only their 5th FA Cup quarter-final in quarter of a century.
Wow, it's amazing. I was injured for I think maybe the last time they got to the FA Cup final, 2012.
I thought you were going to say you were injured for most of the seasons that they got knocked out, and that's why they hadn't got to as many quarters.
No, I was injured in the season that we got there, and we got beat from Chelsea that season. And it's a special competition. As a player, you feel the difference between a Premier League game and an FA Cup tie, and this club's won multiple FA Cups and major trophies, and it's a big moment within the season. That the last game of the season it's a brilliant occasion. When you go there as a supporter, it's a brilliant feeling.
Robertson. Some more good work from Rio Ngamoa. Ball played into Curtis Jones, who gets the instruction to turn. He takes it then, a second subsequent pass on the half turn, and feeds Cody Gakpo. Back from him to Alexis McAllister, to Gravenberch again. Gravenberch coming forward. 3-1 Oxford lead at Preston now in that game over on Talksport 2. And I'll confirm the score of the third Oxford goal for you in a moment. But what a result that is going to be for them tonight by the look of it. It's Kieran Brown that has scored the goal, and it does lift Oxford out of the bottom 3. West Brom, Wolves fans will be delighted to hear, now in the relegation zone, along with Leicester and already relegated Sheffield Wednesday. That is going to be some relegation battle, and the Championship never disappoints anyway. This season it is just brewing up for a phenomenal conclusion at top and bottom.
Yeah, it's incredible to see the clubs actually down there, isn't it? Blackburn, Oxford, West Brom, Leicester, obviously Sheffield Wednesday have had their problems. Norwich were down there for a long time, but Philippe Clement's come in and done a brilliant job. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see the back end of the season. There'll be one or two big clubs going at the end of it.
Liverpool leading 2-0, hungry for more. Gakpo, Robertson, another good ball in towards Salah, and a flying header from Toddy puts it behind for a corner. It was really good defending from the Wolves captain. Now every time Liverpool push forward, they look as though they're going to be able to cause Wolves problems.
Yeah, there's more intensity to this Liverpool's play now. Second half, they've got the goals, but there's a freedom. They look like they're enjoying it, playing with pace, power, running in behind, and it was a lovely ball from Robertson, just setting up there, and Toddy does well to head it wide.
Well, they had that whole host of corners in the first half. This is their first corner of the second. Salah makes his way to the right-hand side of the penalty area to offer himself for the short one, but Szoboszlai is going to fire it in instead. It's headed away by Bellegarde, comes back out for Salah. Salah's taken a lot of the corners from the right, but Szoboszlai with an outswinger this time. Joe Gomez helps it on. Two Wolves players go for the same ball to try and get it away. Helped back into the fray, but clear by João Gomez. Robertson then goes up for it with Mane. And Liverpool have it back with Szoboszlai. Another good diagonal ball forward over Virgil van Dijk to Rio Ngamoa. To the bottom left-hand corner of the penalty area as he tries a clever trick to find Alexis McAllister. That doesn't come off, and Wolves will be able to bring it away down the right-hand side with Mosquera. Robertson diligently chases after that, fields it on the touchline. Rob Edwards immediately to the edge of the technical area, wanting his side to push out more quickly and try and condense the play, but unable to do that. Crowd tonight of just a shade under 30,000. 4,800 Liverpool fans camped in over on the far side of the ground, delighted with what they've seen. 5th win in 6 incoming by the look of it. Just set them up perfectly for their game. Away to Galatasaray live on Talksport 2. Tuesday tea time at 5:45. It's 2-0 to the Reds, and Frimpong's going to be coming on in a moment. Wolves work it back through the midfield. Hugo Bueno for João Gomez. Takes the aerial route. It's a lovely ball. Jackson Shachua kills it with his right instep. Infield from him for Bellegarde. Arakadare drops short, wants the ball into feet. Bellegarde will take it on and then ends up getting himself into a position where every Liverpool player was between him and goal, and a little bit of momentum has come out of the attack.
Yeah, it's now Liverpool just waiting to pick the moments to go. Yeah, good play by McAllister. But again, for Liverpool, it's just organising, because they need, the Wolves are going to come. They're going to have to try and take risks if they want to get back in this game. And when they do that, they've got to be ready to play forward quickly. Double substitution now coming from Liverpool.
And Rio Nguema is going to be the first player to be brought off. Florian Wirtz will come on to replace him. And what have you made of Rio Nguema tonight?
Yeah, I think he's been different class. I think he's shown his talent. He's enjoyed it. He's played with freedom. He's got it. He's the full back. Bought fouls, got corners. Now, he's a special talent that Liverpool have brought through in terms of bringing him from Chelsea. And, you know, I think that compensation fee they had to pay recently looks a steal, doesn't it, with the talent that he's shown so far. But yeah, he should be proud of his performance tonight. And then now they're just taking off Salah. Look, you know, thinking about maybe Tuesday night now.
Yep, so Salah makes way. Job done against Wolves, having scored here in defeat the other night. He's scored here in what looks likely to be a victory this evening, and takes the acclaim of those on the bench. So Frimpong on for Salah. Have seen him play it right back, but also in a more advanced role down that right-hand side at times in a Liverpool shirt, and he's just come on as a straight swap for Mo Salah. He's getting his first touch now. He's headed it on down the touchline. Hugo Bueno recovers and stops him getting too far, and Frimpong has then fouled him. You're listening to FA Cup Game Day on Talksport with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary. 2-0 to Liverpool. Just prior to the midway stage of this second half. Wolves needing a stunning fight back. They've had them in the relatively recent past. Remember that game against Arsenal where they were 2-0 down and came back to draw. They've only got to draw this in 90 minutes, remember, to get it to extra time. And the game will reach a conclusion tonight. Extra time and penalties on the agenda if called upon. It's not looking likely at the moment with Liverpool in control. Wolves have got a throw over on the far side. There are two balls on the pitch for a moment. Frimpong removes the superfluous one, and Szoboszlai, who put it there, gets a yellow card.
Yeah, I was interested. I seen one the other night when one of the lads actually kicked the ball onto the pitch, or it was on the pitch, and it kicked it towards one of the players as well. And I didn't even know that was the rule, but yeah, he's actually thrown it back on the pitch there, Szoboszlai, and rightly so, he deserves that booking. But it's, you try and do all sorts just to try and slow the game down, but you're only wasting your own time.
Yeah, that was a game of football billiards the other night with the ball that was in the right back position and got aimed at the match ball inside the penalty area to try and disrupt the play.
It's even bad pass. He actually just hit it against his own teammate. That was the worst bit about it.
They deserved a yellow card for that. There's Van Dijk to Alisson. Szoboszlai, just a little bit chancy, rolled it across the edge of the penalty area. And João Gomez almost got there. Now, though, there's space as Wolves try to press, and Szoboszlai can bring it forward to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz towards the edge of the penalty area. Flicked on. Szoboszlai's continued his run. Gakpo's in support, but so too is Robertson. Finds the Scotsman 10 yards outside the penalty area. Got to see Wirtz back in the Liverpool fray after not playing in the last few games because of a back problem. And he's going to get 25 minutes or so tonight. Gakpo has it. Wolves again keeping everything very tight behind the ball, forcing Liverpool to play round the horseshoe. Jones out towards the right hand side for Frimpong. Frimpong dropping his shoulder, taking on Hugo Bueno, getting it in. Gakpo attacked it at the near post. It was headed away past him. And Bellegarde can find Arakadare. He holds it up and works it away from McAllister. Out towards Mane. Mane beating one Liverpool player, but not the second. And it's come off and gone out of play for a throw to the Reds. 18 to go, 2-0 Liverpool lead, and here's Charlie Adam.
Yeah, again there, Liverpool just winning the ball back, and Mane just trying to actually just buy a foul, but it was never ever going to get there, and Liverpool get control of the game. But it's good to see Fiat's back, getting some minutes. I think he's shown at times this year the talent he's had. He had real quality at Leverkusen. We know he's a talented player, but took his time to settle into the English game and showed good quality. So big end of the season for him coming up, and Liverpool will be looking to see if he can get fired to the end of the season and really help them get into the sort of Champions League places.
Yeah, it took his time to settle in a world where you were given no time to settle at all. We'll come back to that in a moment as Szoboszlai works it out to the Liverpool right-hand side for Frimpong. The ball just comes to a stop before he quickly digs it back towards Curtis Jones. Wolves try and win it back with João Gomez. Jones coming onto it, running toward the edge of the penalty area. Still Curtis Jones, and he slots it into the bottom left-hand corner. That's another wonderful finish, and Liverpool lead 3-0. Well, revenge a dish best served cold, and for all the frustration of Tuesday night, on Friday night they come back to the Black Country and they've made Wolves pay. Liverpool going through to the quarters, they're 3-0 up.
Yeah, brilliant play from Curtis Jones. He goes and wins the ball by, actually it's his energy to go and get it back. Plays a 1-2, lovely finish, cuts inside on his left foot, drives on there on the outside and just bends it in that bottom right hand corner, and it's a lovely finish from Curtis Jones.
Wolves will immediately make changes. Totti will come off, and Rodrigo Gomes is going to come on to replace him, and Arakadare will be replaced by Hwang. So a double change for Wolves. 15 minutes to go. It's going to take an extraordinary fight back from here. Maybe they're just keeping the powder dry ahead of the games coming up. 3 away games in succession next, and that's because they've had to play that extra game at home to Arsenal because of Arsenal's involvement in the League Cup final. So they go to Brentford, West Ham and Leeds, all in quick succession. Wolves in their next 3 away games. They trail here by 3-0, and Liverpool singing about Wembley, and they're only going to be 1 tie away from it at the end of the night. 3-0 up here with 14 minutes of time remaining.
Yeah, just the intensity of Liverpool's just crept up second half to from the first half. The quality was there, but just the energy of the team is second half has been much better, and they've used that extra player in midfield a lot more in this half, and they've managed to take the game away from Wolves really quickly. That goal after the back-to-back goal within a minute was a real key point in the second half, but Liverpool have done really well second half and deserve to be 3-0 up.
And that goal from Jones, the 10th that Liverpool have scored in the FA Cup this season. They've only conceded 1. They will find out their opponents, assuming that they hold on here in the draw that you can hear live Monday night in our build-up to the West Ham Brentford tie. It's 7:05. Will it be 8 Premier League teams in the last 8? It hasn't happened for a while. I think it was 2016 the last time it happened. It certainly wouldn't be the first time that it has happened. And obviously the likes of Southampton having something to say about that. Mansfield tomorrow, Wrexham as well. Wrexham in action at home to Chelsea, which you can hear on Talksport at tea time tomorrow. And our FA Cup Saturday starts in Nottinghamshire. Mansfield in their first FA Cup 5th round tie at home for more than 50 years, taking on Arsenal. It's live and exclusive to Talksport. You won't hear it anywhere else on national radio tomorrow. Mansfield hoping to get through to the quarters for only the second time in their history against the 14-time winners Arsenal. 11 o'clock the build-up starts out of a 12:15 kick-off tomorrow. We've got all of the games live for you on the Talksport network. This one has gone well with the form book, if not with what happened on Tuesday. It doesn't look as though there's going to be any repeats. The Liverpool fans, you can hear again the scarves being waved around their heads. Set fair now for only a 5th quarter final in 25 years.
Yeah, no, I think again for Liverpool it's about trying to get some momentum. Momentum for Liverpool at the moment has not been there in terms of performances. That performance the other night was was a real disappointment. The result was poor. There's been an inconsistency in the results and the performances this year, and so Liverpool will be looking, can we have a strong back end to the season? Champions League coming up, FA Cup, and that trying to look if they can get into that sort of 5th place in the Champions League, 4th place, can they catch the teams above them in the next few weeks and put a good run together, because there's a lot of talented players in this group, and at times this year they've underperformed, but they know the talent's there, and they know that they can go on a run and win football matches, but they'll have to do a lot of that from now to end of the season to get closer to the Champions League than they are.
Now João Gomes has just possessed Curtis Jones. Liverpool are going to make a double change in a moment, and I wonder if Jones might be one of the players who's coming off. João Gomes has got it for Wolves, 25 yards inside the Liverpool half, goes deeper for Mosquera, fall from him to Jackson Shachua on the Wolves right, and he'll run directly towards the corner of the penalty area, where he finds Wirtz in his way, so he's just played it back instead towards Mane. Mane for Hwang. Back for Mateus Mane again. They're poking the ball past Curtis Jones. Shachua, edge of the penalty area. Bellegarde dragging it away from Frimpong, getting a shot in. Alisson hastily scampers to his left-hand side, clutches the ball into his midriff, and makes the save from another Wolves shot on target. They've been a rarity tonight. And it's 3-0 to Liverpool. But I think worth repeating that for all the fact that it is 3-0, till the second one went in, you'd have to say that the Wolves' game plan was being very well executed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think again, if Rob and his management team set up Wolves in that sort of 5-2-3 shape, and it was frustrating Liverpool. You can see that the back end of the half, McAllister's having to go at players because there's a frustration there. But when you lose that first one, and then you lose the second one so quickly, the game comes away from you, and then ultimately the quality of Curtis Jones' goal to make it 3-0, it makes the tie really, really difficult. And for Liverpool, it's now about control of the game and picking Wolves off when the opportunities come.
Jones will play it forward. Gakpo in possession, trying a little pirouette. He lost possession, then won it back in almost immediately. Wolves then slide in. It's Hwang that has caught his man in the midfield there. As though the ball has gone through towards Sam Johnson. Boos from the Liverpool fans. They want play to stop. It's not a head injury. Play goes on. Hwang has got possession. Chachua in space on the right. Hwang has fouled Jones, and now the treatment can be dished out. And Cody Gakpo is really angry with Mosquera. I think he's saying that the ball should have been put out of play, and Gakpo and Mosquera not quite squaring up to each other, but certainly some harsh words from distance. As Alexis McAllister is the Liverpool player that is down hurt. He's hardly moved in the minute or so since he went down under that Hwang challenge, and this doesn't look good.
No, he's caught. Hwang's caught him, but again, if you're Wolves, it's so hard. If it's not an head injury, you've got no real reason to put him out of the pitch. Of course, you can look in that, but you want to play on. But Gakpo obviously wasn't too happy with it, and McAllister looks like he's in a bit of pain.
Well, Liverpool are making a double change. The first player coming off is Virgil van Dijk. He's going to be replaced by Konate. It's the first time in 40 games in Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup this season that Van Dijk hasn't played a full 90.
Well, that shows incredible recovery and strength of the player. I remember a few years ago he'd come back from that tough knee injury, didn't he, that ACL injury, and performance levels went through the roof, had a bit of a dip, but to play 40 games without coming up was incredible. And he's an absolute machine. He's been one of the best centre backs in the world, and he's an incredible footballer, and he's done a brilliant job for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's not bad for anybody to play all those minutes, but if you're 34, it's even more impressive.
No, absolutely. And again, it's being able to do it for the longevity. We talk about James Milner and people like Ryan Giggs, and playing long periods of the careers and that. And when you get to 34, 35, 36, it's really important how you look after yourself as well. But he's been an incredible player for Liverpool, and he'll be an incredible player for Liverpool for the next few years.
Back underway. Liverpool have made their second change as well. It's McAllister, who's probably going to be McAllister coming off anyway, but he has come off. Trenioni has come on to replace him. The good news as far as Liverpool concerned, McAllister hasn't gone down the tunnel to receive any treatment in the dressing room. He's just taken his place. He's still got a bit of pain etched across his face as I look down to the Wolves dugout away to our left, but the fact that he's watching the rest of the game from there rather than having immediate treatment in the dressing room is probably a positive. Trenioni has come on. It's his 15th senior appearance for Liverpool, and he's come off the bench on a fair few occasions so far this season. 7 in all now. Ball headed on by Shachua, brought down by Hwang. Hwang turning towards the edge of the penalty area. 7 minutes to go. Liverpool 3 up. Adam Armstrong plays it back towards halfway for Sandy Bueno. 4 from him to Adam Armstrong again, who works it back inside his own half. And then it'll be work back towards Yerson Mosquera here. Down towards Mane. Mane trying to turn away from Nioni, has lost out. And Cody Gakpo brings it forward. And he's got Curtis Jones to his left. He's got Verge through the middle. He's got Frimpong to his right. And Sam Johnson just stood his ground and beat the shot away.
Yeah, good play from Liverpool. Counter-attack there on that opposite side. Frimpong just never looked comfortable when he wanted to shoot there. It's a full-back's finish, but yeah, looked dangerous, got good pace, but it hit it straight at Sam Johnson. Needed to be lower to really work Sam Johnson there.
Late equaliser in League Two for Cheltenham's Isaac Hutchinson. Stoppage time goal makes it Cheltenham 2, Barrow 2. Still playing there, but that will be a bitter blow for Barrow, who are hoping to make it just their second win in 11 games. But even the point will take them out of the bottom 3 tonight and above Crawley and Newport. The 2-2 there, they're still playing deep in stoppage time. The Scottish Cup quarter-final still playing. Falkirk 2, Dundee United 1 it remains. Seconds away from full-time there. Over on Talksport 2, Oxford 3-1 up at Preston with 10 to go. We've got 6 to go here. And it's 3-0 to Liverpool after second half goals from Robertson, Salah and Jones in a 23-minute spell. Long ball 4 from Liverpool. Headed down at the back by Hugo Bueno for Sandy Bueno, and turn forward for João Gomez. But a tired attempt from Bellegarde to try and get to it, and Liverpool can work it back for Alisson.
Yeah, it was good play from Liverpool there to pick up their second balls and winning that. But just watching Nioni there, just reminded me, I actually coached against him when he was at Leicester as a young player at 16, just before he come to Liverpool. And when you see a talent and you see a young player on the pitch and you see that he's different from what else is on the pitch, you think, where can he end up? And then within about six weeks later, he's signing for Liverpool, and you just, talent, the players that are coming through, they're just different, they're special, they move differently, they pass the ball differently from players that you see. And yeah, he's playing for Liverpool, and like I said, 15 appearances, brilliant for the young kid, but he's got to keep developing, learning, like the young kid Kade Morrison coming on now.
Yep, he's coming on for his FA Cup debut, and this is only his second first team appearance for Liverpool. The first when he started the League Cup defeat to Palace back in the autumn. It's Northern Ireland under-21 international, and he's going to be replacing Cody Gakpo. So just going back to Nioni, do you, as a coach, do you look at him and you think straight away you can see a player and you go, yep, he's definitely going to make it?
Yeah, you see the talent. Again, the journey is different for each player and his development, but 16, he looks similar now than he does. He looks like he's grown a little bit in terms of height, but you could see just the way he moved, the way he's seen the game, the way he received, the way he passed it was different from anybody else on the pitch. Again, when Liverpool come calling, of course they buy him for a fee and hope that he progresses, and he's progressed through the academy and under 21 level, but you need a manager to give you an opportunity. And if you're not getting that opportunity, it's tough. But he's been given that opportunity, and he's shown in the games that he's got a real desire, but also he's got quality to come into this environment and show his strengths.
And he's been involved in this latest Liverpool move. He's showing for the ball in the midfield. Goes back instead for Wirtz. 4 from him to Ryan Gravenberg. 3 minutes to go. Wolves 0, Liverpool 3, and the top tier of the stand on the far side has thinned out quite considerably. Never great getting away from Molineux if you drive here, and a few Wolves fans have already headed for the hills. They're going to make another change, and we're going to see David Muller-Wolfer come on to replace Hugo Bueno, and that will be Wolves' final change. So Hugo Bueno coming off, and Muller-Wolfer coming on. Scored twice against Chelsea in the League Cup. He's going to have to go some to score a couple of FA Cup goals tonight. You listen to FA Cup Game Day on Talksport with McDonald's. Order delivery on the McDonald's app from 11 a.m. 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders, subject to availability. Price may vary. Nioni just turning effortlessly in the midfield, flicking the ball with the outside of the right boot away from Bellegarde, down towards Morrison. Morrison, who at the moment is playing on the Liverpool left, the head of Andy Robertson, has just worked the ball back to the Scotsman. Nioni drifts into space and plays it forward for Gravenberch. Soboslai's got it. Frimpong to his right. Ball goes into the feet of Jones. Back for Soboslai, edge of the area. Now he can let fly. Oh, cleverly disguised. And Morrison cuts across it and sends it over the bar.
Yeah, it's good play from Soboslai. Morrison, he didn't really want to commit to it properly. He actually could have maybe chopped it back onto his right foot, but as it comes over his body, he's got to get his technique right, get his head over it, get his shoulders over it, and hit it hard and low towards Sam Johnson's left-hand side. But yeah, he'll overthink that, and he'll think about that for the next couple of days.
And now it's been given away, and Frimpong is inside the penalty area, and he rolls it square, or at least he attempted to find Curtis Jones, and the recovering challenge just good enough from Gomes to be able to knock it away and out for a corner, which will be taken on the Liverpool right, and they will be very frustrated they haven't scored a fourth there.
Yeah, again, Wolves trying to overplay, stepping in, heavy touch, and Frimpong actually does well to win it back and then get that opportunity to have a shot, but he actually needed a fair bit of composure. He could have stood on the ball and then just knocked it across to Curtis Jones.
Another corner, the umpteenth of the night for Liverpool. Soboslai pinging it outside the penalty area. Jones meets it on the full. He goes back for Nioni, who skies one out of the Liverpool right. Soboslai getting in again. Gravenberch clipping it back in, and Konate couldn't bundle it over the line. Great defensive play. There's an immediate inquest from the Wolves back line, led by Mosquera, that the flag should have come up. But Ibu Konate very nearly able to bundle it over for a scruffy fourth for Liverpool. Yep. Cheltenham 2, Barrow 2, it's finished in League 2. And Falkirk are through to the Scottish Cup semis. They've beaten Dundee United 2-1.
Yeah, brilliant job that John McGlynn's done at Falkirk. Another big result. But again, there from Gravenberch, great run, and he actually could have shot if he wanted, but good composure, chipped it across, and Konate actually was just behind it. It was actually in front of it as it came in. Never timed his run right, but it was a big opportunity for Liverpool to score another one.
Yeah, that Falkirk win, they're 5th in 7 in League and Cup. They're beating Dundee United to make it through to the last 4. It's a free kick as we go into 4 minutes of added time, which Soboslai is going to take for Liverpool. They're level with the right-hand edge of the box, but 16, 17 yards probably outside the penalty area. Perfect position though to angle one in towards the likes of Gravenberch, Konate, Gomez, all at the far post. Gravenberch actually makes a darting run into a more central area. Only now does the ball come in. It's worked short for Wirtz through a crowd. Johnston saw it, dives to his left, makes the save.
No, good improvisation there from Soboslai and Wirtz.
High ball over the top from Johnston. Hwang is in and scores. And Wolves have one back. Consolation goal in stoppage time. Yet another late goal that Liverpool have conceded. Hard to see this one being anything more than an academic footnote. Great ball out from Johnston, just whacked it over the top. Hwang raced onto it, slotted it in. It's Wolves 1, Liverpool 3.
Yeah, it's poor defending. Andy Robertson actually doesn't deal with the long ball, and Soboslai's leg goes with it with his foot and leaves it, and Hwang, brilliant finish in the end, but poor defending from Liverpool. Switch off in that when it goes into Sam Johnson's hands, and then all of a sudden they get another goal, Wolves.
Well, that goal coming just into the second of the 4 additional minutes. They need another 2 more.
But now you can see why earlier in the first half where Wolves were winning it and trying to kick it quick, because the opportunities of that. But Szoboszlai and Robertson switched off and allowed Wang to actually get in there, but poor defending from Liverpool.
So Wang with the goal. Only his second in 21 games, just his third goal of the season, 90th of his senior career. And as I say, I'm sure it'll end up being nothing more than a footnote on this game. Liverpool now have a free kick in the midfield after Leone was caught. He's done well since coming on. He's really caught the eyes. I don't think he's put a foot wrong yet. And he's going to take this free kick himself. He's back-heeled it inside his own half for Andy Robertson. Yeah. He came to meet it. It looked as though he was going to just chip it forward and then deliberately stepped over the ball and back-heeled it briskly back for Robertson. Liverpool then get another free kick over on the right-hand side of midfield, and they've only got about 90 seconds to successfully navigate here. Still with a 2-goal lead. Szoboszlai working it down the Liverpool right-hand side. Frimpong with electrifying pace gets away from Wolfer. Pulls it back for Wirtz. Running onto it is Gravenberch, flicking it in, and Curtis Jones plays it back to him. He's walked it into the net. Everybody expecting the flag to come up earlier in the play. And when the ball goes over the line, it does then come up. It remains 3-1.
Yeah, it was good play. Good interaction between Jones and Gravenberch. 1-2 there, but lovely. I don't expect him to shoot. Yeah, he's well offside, Curtis Jones, but Liverpool have just upped the tempo second half with real quality, real intensity, and taking the game away from Wolves quickly. But be disappointed that goal. Alisson, that back line will be disappointed with that goal they've conceded there late.
And the goal that they conceded the other night, a lot was made of it. It's the 5th time this season that Liverpool have conceded a goal that has cost them the game in stoppage time. It's an all-time Premier League record, that. This maybe is closer than people potentially thought, because they're still having a look at it. I, like you, thought that it was clearly offside, but there's a lengthy inspection going on here, and a little bit of clarification from the Wolves players, just asking the referee, who now says check complete and the on-field decision of offside was correct. Surprised that took as long as it did. Gomez heads the ball forward. Morrison can bring it down. Liverpool will come again, might yet be able to get the chance to win it 4-1. And the retreating João Gomez has fouled Morrison, and he's going to pick up a yellow card right at the end of the game. There's a handshake of apology for the young man as he is helped back to his feet. João Gomez in the book, and it's a Liverpool free kick about 7 yards outside the box, right at the end of the game.
Yeah, no opportunity again. Wirtz wants a shot. Szoboszlai wants a hit here. Could be the last sort of part of the game, but Morrison there getting on the ball, being direct, buying fouls. I thought, to be fair to Gomez, I think he's played well for Wolves tonight. I think the moments he's had the ball, he's tried to keep it going for them. He's tried to tick it over. He's tried to be the one that's made things happen, and he's someone that Wolves will need, to keep performing at a good level from now to the end of the season, to try and make it look better than what it is at the moment for them. But he's a huge talent, and then come the summer, come next season, things will change. But I thought he's been a good performance tonight from him.
4 in a Wolves wall, protecting the near post. Johnson stands open side. Is Wirtz going to be able to beat the wall? And Johnson, he beat the wall, and he fired it over the bar. That's the last kick of the game. While Tuesday night Liverpool left the field etched in frustration. Rob Edwards running down the touchline, booting the loose ball away. Absolutely euphoric at Wolves' victory. 3 days later, this was Liverpool's night. 3-1 they've won. All the goals again in the second half. 2 in barely a minute. 1 from Robertson, 1 from Salah. Curtis Jones added a third. 3 very different goals, all of the highest quality. Liverpool undone right at the end of the game with a long Route 1 ball forward from Sam Johnston that Wang could dispatch. But Liverpool are through to the FA Cup quarter-finals for just the 5th time in 25 seasons. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3.
Yes, Liverpool into the FA Cup quarter-finals. If you stretch back to 30 years, it's the 6th time. This is just not a competition, despite their great history in it, that in recent times they've managed to dominate in, certainly not the way they have in other competitions in the very recent past. but that was much more like it. Liverpool fans, is that what you wanted to see from your manager, from your players as well? And was Tuesday night just a blip? Give us a call, 03717 22 33 44. The Sports Bar Weekender on the way very shortly with Adam Cattrall and Carlton Cole. 03717 22 33 44. Former Liverpool midfielder Charlie Adam, is that exactly what Liverpool should be all about in the second half?
Yeah, I think they upped the tempo, up to finding where the space was important. That because there was 5-4-1, the space was on the outside, and they used the ball quicker and they passed it quicker, and caused more problems to Wolves, and the goals back to back so quickly after a minute took the game away from Wolves.
Yeah, minute and 35 seconds. Great strike from Andy Robertson, who turned provider then for Mo Salah. Just moments later, the game was pretty much over at that point. Curtis Jones putting the icing on the cake. I was intrigued to see Robertson stay on the pitch. You know, there's a debate raging between Liverpool fans over who should start in the Champions League in midweek. Given Kirkes came on very late here, it looks like he won't be on the bench in midweek.
If you want my honest opinion, Andy Robertson should play. He should play every week. He's still the best left back. I think Kirkes is a talent, and he's done really well at Wolves, but still got a lot to learn to play for Liverpool in terms of, I love his energy, I love his enthusiasm. But when you've got somebody like Robertson, the experience, the older pro there, good head on his shoulders, you know, been there, seen it and done it, I think he's still the best left back, and he's somebody that can nurture and help Kirkes make decisions and help him become a very good player for Liverpool in the future.
Very quickly on Wolves, refocusing on the Premier League now, and of course needing to ensure that they have a strong end to the season.
Yeah, again, for Rob and his management team and the players to finish the season and have a bit of pride in what they've done. It's been a tough season for them with the managers and stuff like that, but I think Rob's got the supporters on their side. I think he's got that group of players are together, and it's important that he can finish the season well and have a better feeling going into the summer in the league, the championship, if that's what happens to them, and regroup and then go again.
Okay, Charlie, thank you very much for your company this evening, and to Jim Proudfoot as well. We'll have a live reaction from here at Molineux in the Sports Bar. We'll be speaking to Arne Slot and Rob Edwards, both managers applauding the fans right now. Remember, the FA Cup quarter-final draw takes place 7:05pm Monday evening. You can hear it live on Talksport ahead of our live commentary of West Ham versus Brentford. Both of these sides' next games are live on the Talksport network. Tuesday night, Galatasaray against Liverpool in the Champions League round of 16 first leg, 5:45 Tuesday evening. And on Monday, the 16th of March, next Monday in the Premier League, Brentford take on Wolves in the Premier League, exclusively live here on Talksport. Elsewhere tonight, Preston North End 1, Oxford United 3 in the Championship. Back-to-back wins for Oxford lifts them out of the relegation zone on goal difference. West Brom drop into the bottom three. North End stay 11th, 8 points off the playoffs. In League 2, Cheltenham 2, Barrow 2. A late equaliser for Hutchinson for the Robins broke Barrow's heart. Barrow, though, do move out of the relegation zone on goal difference. And in the Scottish Cup, Falkirk 2, Dundee United 1. Falkirk into the last four for the first time since 2023. Still ongoing in the Six Nations. Ireland lead Wales 24-17 with less than 10 minutes to go, and wins in Super League for Catalan Dragons and for Warrington Wolves as well. Remember, following us, the Sports Bar Weekender with Adam Cattrall and Carlton Cole, 03717 22 3344. Liverpool getting their revenge on Wolves in style and still in the hunt for silverware. It's finished Wolves 1, Liverpool 3.